back there, just so you know. This is Carmelo's, that's Monza. That
Right.
street.
The address says Carmelo's.
Oh no, it's Monza, it's back there.
Okay, I can't read minds. I can only go by what it tells me.
Okay, well, are you in a good mood?
I was right up until somebody told me that I was supposed to pick them up at a place where the address didn't tell me to pick them up.
Are you gonna get me home safely, or you're gonna have an attitude?
Maybe both.
Okay, well.
I always get people home safely.
Okay. Can you handle this? And just so that you know, it's a completely separate restaurant. It's back there on Battle Street. That's where we were standing. So I just ran up the street, come up here because you said that you were outside of Carmelo's,
Right.
which is here.
Mm-hmm.
Are you good?
Yes, I'm good. Do you realize that the address that
Doesn't matter. Are you good? Can you get me home safe and sound?
Yes.
Or do I
You
need to
realize
call
the
all
address you gave me was Carmelo's?
No, I just dropped a pin. It said pick up here at Monza. So that's what I'm asking. Are you going to be okay? Or are you going to have an attitude?
See it right there at the
Doesn't
top?
matter. Are you okay? Or are you going to have an attitude?
I'm done. This ride is canceled.
All right. You've got to be kidding me.
Because the attitude I'm getting is from you.
You are the first person in the history of time that has ever been upset with me or anybody, Lawrence, for being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Well, there's a first time for everything.
Yeah, well, there's no more Uber, so you need to get me home.
No, I'm canceling the ride.
Well, one, I'm going to call the cops on your plate, and two...
You're going to call the cops?
Honey,
For
I am
what?
the cops.
You're going to... Oh, what's...
Adorable.
Yeah.
There is so much here. The Karenicity is really strong here. A great case study for us to examine. She ended the conversation, she ended the argument, as many Karens do who are suffering from Karenicity, by calling a gun to the scene. She's going to call 911 on his tag. He's shocked by this because there is no reason to call a gun to the situation. And then she says, honey, I am the cops, okay? So let's go through this. She said this was the first time in the history of time. Now that's a long time, the history of time. I would imagine, I don't know how to calculate that, but the history of time is a very, very long time. This is the first time in the history of time, according to this Karen, that anybody has ever done something like this, period, in the history of time. Naturally, he cannot read her mind. Naturally, he does not know anything other than what the app tells him, okay? We're keeping a book, Michael, of what is a Karen, okay? So every time we experience something new, we make sure we notice. So here's what we also know from this Karen encounter. They don't like attitude. They expect you to read minds. The police will save them from Uber, and things happen to them that have never happened in the history of time. So those are things that we know. Michael, what are your thoughts here?
Well, yeah, it's not just it's not just in the history of time that this has never happened. No one, she says, has ever been upset with her
Right.
or anybody else in the history of time. This is the first time in this woman's life, in Karen's life, that anyone has been upset with her, and it happens to be this guy who's just picking her up to take her home. I mean, it's just, it's unbelievable. And yeah, and then the line, as it, the honey, I am the cops. I mean, that to me is everything, because that probably in your Karenicity book, it applies to so many people who think that they are in that moment. This had all the, check off everything on this one.
Yeah, the reason she said that is because she believes even when she's out of line, the police will protect her. Well, that has been the social narrative. That has been the social response and social reality for many, many years. And that's why we expose it, because we are changing that narrative.
And I did a little research on where Monza's is on Battle Street, and it's in Manassas, Virginia, which is, of course, one of the great revolutionary battles in U.S. history. And it's great that we now return to this kind of warfare on Battle Street in Manassas.
Man, good for you for doing that research, brother. Thank you for that insight.